Alright guys, today we got a set of Billie Bars we're going to be installing on a 07 Tundra. Alright, this is pretty cool. I opened up the box and right off the bat, Nick, thanks for your order. That's pretty cool. Alright guys, so I've taken a minute to open everything out, pull it all out of the boxes. So it's pretty simple. I mean, you got your 2 crossbars, you got your 4 posts. These things are sturdy. I've got all the hardware laid out. There wasn't any instructions, but honestly seems pretty straightforward. Got all your carriage bolts to go in the track system on the Toyota, and then the bolts to hold them in, and then you've got the bolts with their special tool to mount to the top. Later on I'll probably swap these out for the quick release ones so I can still use it. But go ahead and get this tonneau cover loosened up, get it put on. Guys, there was instructions. They just happened to be buried under here, but like I said, pretty self-explanatory though. I don't even know if I'm going to use them. All right, one part to make this so much easier is line up everything you're going to need to put in the rail system in the order that you need it. So I've got a little bit already left in there. I've got one of the connectors for the tonneau cover, one of the little mounting points for straps, and essentially we're going to do a set of the Billie Bars mounted, another bracket for the tonneau cover, the Billie Bar, an attachment point, and then the end tonneau cover. So if you have everything ready to go, it makes it so much easier, especially if you're like me and you got a high truck. This is higher than my hips, so I got to jump quite a bit, but you can kind of see why I picked it. I still wanted the ability to keep a tonneau cover because I keep a lot of landscaping material in here, but I also need a rack for throwing the tent on and everything that we'll pick up later. And then as you can see, it's snowing here in Utah, which is a big reason why I want to be able to keep the tonneau cover. So we got one side done. This was super easy. Everything's in a nice pattern. I got the bracket, got the clip, got the Billie Bars mount, another clip, and then that. The cool thing I learned from someone else's video is if you just take off these first 2 brackets and then loosen the third, you can just slide your Billie Bar mount in there without taking off the entire tonneau cover. So clearly you can see why I need the cover back on. We'll get the other side done and wrap it up. All right, so really the hardest part of this whole thing has just been keeping tension on these bolts without them popping in and just spinning around in circles. So I found if you take a screwdriver, just wedge it in the back so that it stays in the slot. Then you can get that bolt going and then it's a lot easier. All right, new plan. I can't get a screwdriver in there, so I found if you just take a wrench and wedge it in there, apply some tension, and it's a lot easier to get that on. All right guys, we got the bars up. Everything's pretty much hand tight at this point, so nothing's all the way in. Everything's pretty loose. Definitely keep these bars loose at first. It did make this last one just a little tricky to get in there. So if you loosen it up, you can get on top of the truck, push down a little bit. It'll just pull these in just a hair to line up the bolts a little bit better, but we'll go ahead and tighten them up now. We'll get the tonneau cover tightened up, and then it should be done. All right, guys, there you have it. There is the Billie Bars on the 07 Tundra. Went ahead and went with the 8-inch, which is just perfect if you've got to roll this cover up. Now, I should add that clearly there's a lot of space in there still, and everybody mentions that. So I'll probably go through and just throw some foam tape in there a little bit later when it's not snowing. But there you have it. And there you can kind of see the gap. So we'll fill that in with some foam tape here when it's not snowing outside anymore, but super excited. We'll get the rooftop tent on there here soon, hopefully in a couple days, and if the weather clears up, we'll go use it.